Alright, we got mid the greatest defensive player of all time. Be sure to subscribe if you like the video. I think this is a football
LeBron or
video.
Jordan, Messi or Ronaldo. They're questions that'll never have a definitive answer. But in the NFL, the answer is clear.
I know
On
nothing
offense,
about
it's
the
Tom
NFL.
Brady. And on
I ain't gonna
defense,
lie.
it's Lawrence Taylor.
He's head and shoulders above whoever the next player is. And I've been fortunate to coach a lot of great defensive players, but if you talk about Lawrence Taylor now, that's a whole different conversation.
He won 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He's one of 2 defensive players to ever win MVP.
I'm actually thinking of starting to react to NFL game and football game.
This is the story of Lawrence Taylor,
You know, like
the
soccer.
greatest defensive player of all
Yeah, I'm
time.
really thinking of doing that. Expand my, because I do watch football.
He was the oldest of 3
I mean, I
sons,
do watch
and his
soccer,
father,
but I don't
Clarence,
watch
worked as a
NFL for real,
dispatcher,
but
while his mother, Iris, was a
I might
school
start
teacher.
watching
As a
it.
kid, LT was a troublemaker.
Expand my
in an
taste a
attempt
little
to
bit,
keep
you
him
know.
out of trouble, he was introduced to sports. But his first sport wasn't football. He started out his athletic career playing baseball as a catcher. LT didn't even begin playing football until he was 15 and attending Lafayette High School, where his coach recruited him out of the hallway because he was such a big kid. And once Lawrence stepped onto the football field, he knew that it was his true calling. A large part of his first season was spent on the bench until 5 games in. When
Bro,
he
look
blocked
at
a
his
punt,
face,
which led to
bro.
Lafayette winning the game. From that
Nigga
moment
look,
on,
it's
LT's
35.
coach knew he could be a star. But because of his late start, he wasn't heavily recruited. One school did give Lawrence a chance, though, and it would be one of the best decisions in their program's history.
Man,
That
you look
was the
so...
University of North Carolina.
Man, this is
At
back in
UNC,
the day.
Taylor actually started out as a defensive lineman, and he didn't really hit his stride until his junior season, when he was moved to his natural position of outside linebacker.
Okay, see? How tall he is here. Cause bro, I ain't gonna look like you could literally be my father, bro. I ain't gonna cap with you, bro. You gonna tell me this is high school, bro? Come on, man.
Caused an eye-opening 7 forced fumbles, and he even intercepted a pass. He showed all the signs of being an elite
Bro, look at his
defensive player
face.
and still had so much room to grow. Prior
Bro.
to his senior year, his head coach Dick Crum.
This is how he look in senior year? Bro, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Bro, what?
Had so much room to grow. Prior to his senior year, his head coach Dick Crum said,
But his
"Taylor has his
testosterone
mind
gotta
on
be
business.
through the
He's
roof,
as good
bro.
as there is. I'm
You look
talking
older
about
than this guy."
everybody in the country now. He is that talented, but he's got to stay mentally ready every Saturday. As coaches, we can help him get there, but in the end, he has to develop that intensity himself. If he does, he's going to be a great one." Well, Taylor seemed to have his mind on his business his senior season, as he racked up 69 tackles, 22 tackles for loss, forced 3 fumbles, and had 16 sacks. His 16
I wish I
sacks
knew what
set
they're
a still
talking about right
standing
now. I have
school
no
record
idea
for
what
most of the
what
season.
those
But it
things
wasn't
mean.
just individual success
I really
for
need to
Taylor
look
that
into
season.
it.
The Tar Heels
Like
went
a video
11-1,
out to understand
winning the
football, you
ACC
know.
championship and were ranked 10th in the final AP ranking. LT was named a unanimous first-team All-American for his efforts, as he led the unit that finished 8th nationally.
Yeah, I
in
might really
scoring
need to watch
defense
a
and
video out
11th
to
in
understand
total
football
defense.
from
Taylor was
beginning.
also named ACC Player of the Year, becoming only the 4th defensive player since 1953 to win the award.
Damn.
Lawrence's play was described by his coaches with 2 words: reckless and aggressive. But that's what made him so special. He had no regard for his body or anyone else's, putting everything on the line every
real
single
soldier.
snap. And his ability to
Doing
take
whatever
over
he
games
takes.
from the defensive side of the ball made him one of the best defensive prospects of all time going into the '81 NFL Draft.
Damn.
26 of the 28 GMs in the NFL at the time said that if they had the first pick, they would take LT. But come draft night, one of the only 2 teams that weren't interested, the New Orleans Saints, took running back George Rogers with the first pick, leaving the New York Giants to make one of the most important draft choices in their history, taking Lawrence Taylor 2nd overall.
New York Giants, first round selection, Lawrence Taylor, linebacker, North Carolina.
And it didn't take long for LT to start dominating the NFL competition.
Lawrence Taylor was a different story. Lawrence Taylor from day one impacted the team, showed he was the best player on the field, way better than everybody else, and built the defense around him from that point going forwards.
In fact, in his
Damn.
very first training camp practice with the Giants, LT went from the 3rd team defense to the 1st team before the practice was even over. And the rest of the NFL quickly learned what the Giants had seen all summer, because during his rookie season, Taylor set the league on fire. His ability was something never seen before. He was, quite literally, his very own blitz package. Before LT's
Man,
arrival,
defense
a
in
blitzing linebacker
NFL
was
is so
pretty much an
fascinating,
afterthought,
bro.
dealt with by keeping a running back in to deal with the
Like, you gotta
extra
play
pressure.
real
But
good
Taylor
defense, bro.
paired
Like, you
superhuman
got to, bro. It's not like in the
physicality
NBA,
with
sometimes you
elite
can
pass
let it
rush
go
moves
because
to
your offense
easily
might be
blow
better.
past those blocking schemes, which which led to the greatest rookie season ever seen from a defensive player. Unfortunately, tackles weren't an officially recorded stat until LT's career was over, but the rest of his accolades speak for themselves. He recorded 9.5 sacks, an interception, and a fumble recovery, earning both NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year and NFL Defensive Player of the Year honors. Taylor became the first rookie to ever win an Offensive or Defensive Player of the Year award, a feat that has still not been repeated to this day.
Did he win a
He was
ring?
also named First Team All-Pro that season. And the craziest part is, LT was just getting started. Because despite teams having a year of film on Taylor and adjusting their
I need to watch a
offense
video
just
of
to
Tom
fend
Brady,
off his
bro,
pressure, when
as well.
1982 rolled around, he continued to wreak havoc. In that strike-shortened season, LT still recorded 7.5 sacks in just 9 games, and once again was crowned the Defensive Player of the Year and a first-team All-Pro. 82 was when the rest of the NFL realized that what the Giants were doing with Taylor was changing the game. That season, the league's total passing attempts outweighed total rushing attempts for the first time ever, which meant rushing the passer was more important than ever before, and that pass rushers rather than middle linebackers were going to be what defenses were built around. So, in just 2 seasons, Taylor completely changed what it meant to be a linebacker. Prior to the 1983 season, the Giants replaced their old head
That's a
coach,
long
Ray
time
Perkins,
ago.
with Bill Parcells. And of course, things changed. After Giants star inside linebacker Harry Carson was injured, Parcells decided to move LT into his inside role, which led to less pass rush opportunities, and it caused a lot of friction between the two.
He was a great coach. I mean, the first week that I come to, I'm practicing. So he kept giving me that every day. I couldn't do nothing right. Couldn't do nothing right.
On top of that, the Giants had a 3-12-1 record that season, and Parcells faced a ton of criticism from the fans and the media. Frustrated by losing, Taylor started to arrive late for meetings and refused to participate in practices. But somehow, he still managed to finish the season with 9 sacks, making the All-Pro first team at both outside linebacker and inside linebacker, becoming the first player in NFL history to be selected a first-team All-Pro at 2 positions in the same year.
Wait.
And
Yo, he look young as fuck, bro. He look this. Hold on, bro. This is 1983 or something, and he looks like this right now, bro. He look. He hasn't changed one bit, bro.
Bailed him out of the deal and gave him a new 6-year, $6.25 million contract. And after that show of faith from the team, LT returned for the 84 season rejuvenated and more determined than ever to prove his dominance on the field. He returned to his outside linebacker position and had 11.5 sacks, a career high at the time. But more importantly, the Giants bounced back as well, achieving a 9-7 record, making the playoffs for the first time since Taylor's rookie year.
About the 5 sweetest words I can think of, the Giants are in the playoffs.
In 85, the Giants had another good year, finishing 10-6, spearheaded by Taylor and the defense. LT had 13 sacks, a new career best, and
God
made
damn.
his 5th straight All-Pro first team. But unfortunately, one of those 13 sacks was the worst of Taylor's career. It was a sack on Joe Theismann that broke his leg and ultimately ended his career. And while Theismann doesn't blame him for the play in any way, Taylor has never seen a clip of the play and refuses to watch it.
I was concerned because, you know, even though we were rivals and stuff, I had a lot of respect for you.
This was also a defining moment for the offensive tackle position in the NFL. Taylor was the first great pass rusher to consistently line up on the quarterback's blind side. And after seeing the damage that could be caused by not protecting it, the blindside tackle spot became a premium position with teams.
Holy shit, so he changed the game as well.
But even with all the changes being made to stop LT, the following season, in 1986, he put together the greatest defensive season of all time. Taylor was simply unstoppable. He led the Giants to a 14-2 record, the best in franchise history for a 16-game season, and recording a staggering 20.5 sacks. Mind you, this was LT's 6th season, staggering 20.5 sacks. Mind you, this was LT's 6th season in the league, so teams were using chip blocks, double teams, and even scheming plays specifically to try and neutralize him.
Nigga put 2 guys to the ground, bro.
He ended the year with another Defensive Player of the Year award, making him one of only only 3 players in history to win the award 3 times, alongside J.J. Watt and Aaron Donald. He also won league MVP, becoming one of only 2 defensive players ever to earn that award, and the first to win it unanimously. The Giants rode Lawrence Taylor's MVP season all the way to Super Bowl 21, where they defeated the Broncos and hoisted their first Lombardi trophy in franchise history. Prior to
No
their
way,
39-20
they
victory
won?
over the Broncos,
So
they
you got a
held the
ring.
Niners to just 3 points in the divisional round, then shut out Washington in the conference championship. A legendary defense led to the pinnacle of the sport by one of the game's most legendary players. Unfortunately, over his next 7 seasons, Taylor only played a full 16-game season 3 times due to various occurrences. From injuries to suspensions to strikes, the latter half of his career was far from smooth sailing. But that doesn't mean LT wasn't still dominant. In '87, he had 12 sacks, despite playing just 12 games. Then, at the start of the '88 season, he was suspended from the league for 30 days for his second substance abuse violation. Taylor checked himself into rehab, and when he returned to the field, it was like he never left. He finished the year with 15.5 sacks in 12 games, including a legendary performance against the New Orleans Saints, where LT played through a torn pectoral muscle. During the game, he forced 2 fumbles, had 7 tackles, and 3 sacks, all while being seen on the sidelines in agonizing pain
3 fumbles.
possessions.
What does that mean?
1989 was Taylor's final first-team All-Pro season. He recorded 15 sacks and played the back half of the season injured again after he fractured his tibia. His dominance was
injury
still
ruins
clear,
career,
but
bro.
Following the season, the Giants hit a crossroad. The Big Blue Wrecking Crew defense they'd become known for was aging. Their leader, Harry Carson, retired the year prior, and
How does
now
he got a
his
ring?
contract was up. Do you pay the 31-year-old team legend who missed significant time over the past few years, or move on? Well, just 4 days before the 1990 season opener, the Giants made their decision. They made LT the highest-paid defensive player in the league, inking a 3-year, $5.5 million deal. It was a
Damn.
decision that quickly paid off for the G-Men. Taylor played all 16 regular season games and led the Giants to their 2nd Super Bowl in franchise history, defeating the Buffalo Bills.
No
Following the
way.
season, Coach Bill Parcells, who LT had become close with, retired, and it became a matter of time before Taylor would call it quits himself. He ended up playing in the league for another 3 years before finally deciding to hang it up. His final game was a divisional round loss to the 49ers, and he said following the game, "I think it's time for me to retire. I've done everything I can do. I've been to Super Bowls, I've been to playoffs. I've done things that other people haven't been able to do in this game before. After 13 years, it's time for me to go." LT finished his career
Damn.
with 142 sacks, 33 forced fumbles, 11 fumble recoveries, 9 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, defense win
His 8
championship,
first-team
bruh.
All-Pro nominations are tied for the most ever for a defensive player and made him an easy Hall of Fame choice in his first year of eligibility. But the greatest form of recognition comes from other all-time greats, especially coaches. And when reflecting on Taylor's storied career, John Madden said, "Lawrence Taylor defensively has had as big an impact as any player I've ever seen. He changed the way defense is played, the way pass rushing is played, the way linebackers play, and the way offenses block linebackers." And Bill Belichick, who was the Giants' defensive coordinator during LT's time there, said, "I had the honor of coaching the greatest defensive football player in the history of the game. He helped make me a great coach." And what more really needs to be said after that? Thanks for watching Blitz.
2
If you
rings,
enjoyed
bro.
the video, feel free to subscribe for
Nice.
more of the best.
Defense win championship.